My name is Dale Ecuyer, and I am really passionate about helping families create healthier, happier, and more financially secure homes. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. There's lots of great information coming, and I will see you soon. This Tuesday testimonial is going to really touch a lot of people because I'm sure a lot of you can relate to being an overwhelmed mom, just being irritable, like snapping at your kids, living like in anxiety. Like there's a lot to do, right? For a mom, it's crazy. So all you moms, there is hope. That's what I do these Tuesday testimonials to bring you, hope that there are solutions. There are natural, holistic solutions. And Trina is going to share her story. Let us know where you are watching in from. My name is Dale Ecuyer, and I love helping families create health and harmony using holistic mental wellness solutions. So it's really interesting to note that Trina is a molecular biologist. That's crazy. So she's got a serious brain on her. So she was really struggling, and she knew like the benefits of probiotics and she was using them, but it still wasn't helping. So tell us what was going on and what you found that really, really turned things around. And thank you for being with me here today. I so appreciate this.
So, where I was at, okay, so I struggle with anxiety. I think I always have. It's like a familial thing. My parents do, my grandparents do, but it got a lot worse, especially after a miscarriage that I had in 2016. And I think my hormones were just going crazy and it just got a lot worse. And so I got put on Prozac, and that was very helpful for my anxiety, but it had some, pretty severe side effects. Insomnia was one of them, which was really, really hard to work through. Anyway, so in 20, maybe 18, I want to say, so 2.5 years ago, I started taking some probiotics, and mostly I'll admit I was taking it because I was struggling with constipation, and I was like, here we go, we're going to try this. And it definitely helped for that. And the scientist side of me. So I do have a PhD in molecular biology. I teach chemistry sometimes at a couple local colleges, and mostly I stay home with my kids, but to kind of like scratch that itch, so to speak, I like to research things out. And so I was researching about gut health because I'm like, this is really cool. I think a lot of people are really into it. The research is exploding.
Yeah.
And so as I started to research it, I'm like, this is cool. Gut health is supposed to help with anxiety. It's supposed to help with depression. It's supposed to help with diabetes. It's supposed to help with autism. It's supposed to help with all of these things, right? And I'm like, well, then why is my anxiety not gone if I'm working on my gut health? So not too long after that, I was introduced to these new products where the probiotics actually do target anxiety. And I was like, voila, this is what I have been looking for. And so we switched to the protocol. And within a few days, I was like, I can think clear again. What is this? Like, I didn't think I had brain fog until it kind of got lifted. And I was like, oh, apparently I did have that. And I have 4 kids. They range in age from 9 to 3. So we had them pretty fast. I have twins in the middle. And when my anxiety would get bad, I'd get really irritable and just angry and snap at everybody. I couldn't wait until bedtime came. They all had to be in bed. I was the bedtime Nazi. I was the nap time Nazi. Like I needed my space. I needed my time. And anyway, I have noticed that as I get better and better, that I'm not snapping at them as much. And I'm not like racing the clock to get everybody to bed because we're okay. We're just enjoying our time together. And I feel like that is huge for a mom with young children to be able to enjoy it for a minute and not just wish it away.
So
I'm doing better.
Would you say that it has helped you to build stress resilience? Because I love that word, because that's what I hear like from a lot of moms and dads, like to be able to, because there's nothing more demanding than being a parent. Like, let's face it, there is no harder job on the planet. I don't care what anyone says. It's 24/7, it's emotions, it's, fatigue, it's not sleeping, it's this, it's that, whatever. But would you say, like, what I hear across the board is when people start feeling better emotionally, like those things that used to irritate them, like turn the light off, with like all those things, like their stress resilience, things that come their way, they can just kind of like let it roll off. Would you say that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I definitely feel that way. I can definitely let things roll off a lot better. And even like getting ready for school in the morning, that is sometimes a very stressful
Mm,
experience to get all of them ready. Well,
yeah.
3 of the 4 ready, and the 4th one's like running around being crazy because she's 3, and that can be really stressful. But I feel like it's just a lot easier now, and I'm not like saying, "Oh my gosh, we're late, we're late, we're late." I'm more like, "It's okay, let's move faster. This is going to be fine." And I
Love
feel
it.
like changes the day for my kids too, because they didn't get dropped off from school or to school with an angry mom that's like, you're late,
Yeah.
you know? So it
Yeah.
changes their days too, which is awesome.
Amazing. I mean, this is what I live for. It's like people really understanding that this can make such a huge difference in the family dynamic. I mean, it sounds crazy, but I've heard people say this saved my marriage.
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
truly. So let's talk about your daughter, because I know that you had some concerns with your daughter, and then you got her on the protocol. So talk about that a little bit, like how she was acting and how she is now.
Yes, for sure. So my twin daughter, I have boy girl twins. So the twin girl, she was like the funnest little girl when she was born. Like until she was like 2.5, 3.5 almost. Like she was so fun. She was spunky. She was silly. Like she was just so fun. And then I have no idea what hit. People have asked me if it's like vaccinations or something, and I'm like, no, it was not anywhere near a vaccination. She just like about 3.5, she got mad. She was just mad at people and mad at
Wow.
the world. And from then on out, she's scowling in every picture we have. And I'm like, you're going to regret
Wow.
this someday that all your pictures are mad. But I didn't know what to do. And I was trying, like I said, I was a bedtime Nazi. So she was getting the sleep that she needed.
Mhm.
I am like, I try for us to eat really healthy. I'm not a health Nazi because I have children. Let's be realistic. But we do try to eat really healthy. And I'm like, I don't know what else to do for you. She got to the point where she was like throwing tantrums constantly. And with my anxiety, I couldn't handle it. And so I'm like, you got to just go to your room. Like, you got to cool off. I got to cool off. Like, just go to your room. She'd go to her room and scream and kick. She kicked a hole through the door. Like, she
Wow.
was out of control is really the best way to say it. And I remember talking to people about it when she was like 3.5, and they're like, oh, it'll go away when she turns 4. Like, this is a 3-year-old thing. It will be fine. So we kind of just waited for her to grow out of it. And at 4, it didn't get better. At 5, it didn't get better. At 6, it didn't get better. And I'm like, this is not just a stage. Like, something is wrong. So when we heard about this new, gut health protocol, and that there was one specific for kids, and my friend Chelsea, her daughter had dealt with anger issues too. And I was like, I am trying this for her. But I didn't want her to feel like really targeted or singled out. And so I was like, here we go. All 4 of you, we're getting on this protocol. We're
Yeah.
just jumping in. And it was awesome. It's been awesome. She is way less angry, way less tantrums. I'll tell you the day that I noticed that it was working. I was at the kitchen sink, and our sink is in like a bar, in the middle of the kitchen. And my daughter loves to do art. So she's often sitting there coloring or drawing or painting or whatever. And one of her papers got wet. Normally she would freak out. Like, she would start screaming. She would be so angry that her paper got wet, even though she has a million papers and we eventually just throw them all away, right? But normally she would be really mad about it. And I remember that day that she was like, oh, it's okay, Mom. I can just make another. And I was like, who are you? Like,
Wow.
clearly working because you would have freaked out. And so, anyway,
Amazing.
that was probably, oh, 9 months ago. We started about a year ago, maybe 13-ish months ago. And probably, I don't know, 9 or 10 months ago, we had that experience. And I was like, I'm a believer. Like, this is amazing. She's doing so well. She rarely throws tantrums. She rarely is screaming at people anymore, which is huge progress for her. So we're thrilled. we're really, really thrilled.
Amazing. Wow. I love it. What a great story. I love it. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with me here today. And if you like the story and you want to hear some more life-changing, they're life-changing stories. Well, thank you so much, Trina, for being with me here today and offering to share your story. I so appreciate you. I will be back next Tuesday for another Tuesday testimonial. Have an amazing day, everyone. Thanks again.